Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Troy Christian High School as the Troy Christian Eagles get ready to take on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. It's this Christmas season, going into the Christmas holiday. What else can you expect but a great ball game here this evening? I'm Dave Fish, along with my good friend Doug Page. Doug, what can you say? Troy Christian High School, here we are.
What can I say? I hope I don't get another Columbus Coal as I did 2 years ago.
Let's hope not.
Okay, here we are. Let's set the stage for tonight. Yellow Springs is coming in, leading the Metro Buckeye Conference. They're undefeated 4-0 in the conference, and they're 6-1 overall. Troy Christian is also undefeated, but they're only at 3-0 and 4-1 for the season. A victory, therefore, would put the Eagles in first place, a place they are well accompanied to. For the past 5 years, Troy Christian has won the conference title.
They're going for number 6.
Well, let's see what happens. Last year, it was the Bulldogs that came in second. They lost to Troy Christian twice. The first game in December was by 10 points. The second game in late February, it was 30 points. The difference was that two of the key players, Cordray Donald,
yes,
and Chris Landrum. We have a lot of people walking by here. Last week, got an arm into the screen. Now we have people.
Yes.
Both of whom did not play in that first game, but when all of the Eagles were healthy and ready to go in February, it was no contest. That year, the Bulldogs ended up 9-3 in the conference. We know where 2 of those losses came. 7-6 overall. That's a pretty good year for your first year as a head coach for Coach Steve Grasso. But a lot has changed since then. Of the 5 Troy Christian starters for the last 2/3 of the season last year,
right,
none of them are back. In fact, the Eagles are only suiting up one senior, and that's Luke Dillahunt. The Bulldogs, though, it's a different story. They're bringing back 5 seniors. Their 3 big men range from 6'2" to 6'5". The Bulldogs, though, have some pretty good guards that aren't bad. Kenner Butler, who was the leading scorer last year with just over 11 points a game,
right,
he's back. 6'1" guard is now averaging 13 points a game. Also back is Devon Perry. He's another 6'1" senior guard, and he's got knocking down 11 points a game this season. Then there's Isaiah Taylor. You remember him.
Yes, big man.
Yeah, 6'4", senior center. Okay, this young man is averaging 9 rebounds and 5 block shots a game, both of which lead the conference. And he's keeping up the scoring down low, averaging better than 10.5 points a game. You might say he's a Bulldog.
Yes, he is.
He's a Bulldog in the paint. So you can expect a lot of pounding tonight under the basket and on the boards.
Well, you know, and going after Isaiah Taylor is our big man, although he's only a sophomore with James Anderson, thank you. And in fact, I was talking with the coach this afternoon, and I tagged him, I said, Mr. Anderson. I said, we're just going to start calling him the Matrix. And coach loved it. He thought it was a good nickname. But anyways, James Taylor Anderson is, he's leading the Metro Buckeye Conference in field goal percentage at a 75% clip.
So like that.
And so once he gets the ball inside, he's tough to handle. We cannot be remiss without mentioning the Troy Christian Eagles lost their leading scorer for the season at KC commits. KC is done for the year. Unfortunately, when you look at the Metro Buckeye stats, he is right there at the top at just about everything.
Steals, assists, rebounds, scoring.
Yes. So, it's unfortunate. KC's out, will not be returning. but that's going to make this team now start to gel around Mr. Anderson, the Matrix. So
he's going to have to stop being a sophomore and start being a senior.
Yes, so
growing up on the job, as it were.
Absolutely, and so there's going to be a lot of changing the way the Troy Christian Eagles plays basketball. They're going to go into more of a control type offense. Instead of trying to get the ball up and down the floor, 60, 70 times, they're going to drop it back into the 50s and try to control the tempo, play a little different style of basketball than we're used to seeing here at Troy Christian High School.
Well, we know the Bulldogs are coming in loaded for revenge.
Yes.
They had a good shot last year. They didn't quite make it. Maybe this year they dethroned the reigning champions, but we'll see, because the Eagles are well coached. They've got some grit, and as you said, we'll see how they gel.
We'll see how they come together now. Like I said, losing their leading scorer, but we'll see how this goes here this evening. And again, I want to welcome everybody here on Troy Community Radio and Troy Community Television On Demand. This game will be rebroadcast on demand here in a few days after this evening, but something for you to keep up on. But we're looking for a great ball game. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with the coaches report right after these messages here on TCR Sports.
Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy. 339-2687 or TroyFord.com. At Jim Taylor Troy Ford, you'll not only find low prices on great vehicles, but an award-winning service department as well. Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy.
Welcome back to Troy Christian High School. We're here with Coach Ray Zawalski. Ray, you started off the season pretty good. Had a little hiccup here a weekend ago with the Miss Cinewall Valley, but for the most part, the kids are playing pretty well.
Yeah, the kids are playing hard and with a lot of, passion right now. We might have lost at Mississinawa Valley, but when you're down 27 and you can come back and tie that thing up and have a chance to win it, I told the kids in the locker room, I know you're disappointed. We may have lost this battle, but we're going to win the war. So.
Looking at the box scores, you really couldn't tell how that game went. But when you just told me you're down 27, that tells a lot for the mettle that these kids have got to come back.
Oh, it starts with the senior leadership. Chase and Luke, they really took it to another level. They started encouraging each player, and it just spread like wildfire. And one player hit a shot, another player hit a shot. And then they're diving on the floor, creating steals. It's like, wow, you keep playing like this, we're going to have a lot of happy moments in the locker room.
And your big man in the middle, Mr. Anderson, I'm going to tag him the Matrix now, but he is playing real well. 75% from the field, leading the Metro Buckeye Conference. As a sophomore, he's actually stepping up to the plate and playing well.
He's growing up right in front of our eyes. And, the most important thing about James is he is not only growing as a basketball player, he's growing as a person. His grades are better, his spiritual life's better, his social life is getting better, and it's all coming out on the basketball floor where he's starting to become a dominant force.
You can definitely tell he's fitting in with this senior group that you have in the upperclassmen, and that's always a help. And I would imagine that those older players, the upperclassmen, are probably helping him along also.
Actually, it's a lot of the alumni have spent a lot of time with James and have put in some work with him and just talking to him and giving back to him into his life. And it's a thing here. We're a family, Troy Christian. I remember just the last home game, I just looked around and there was 8 alumni guys in the stands watching, and it's what it's all about.
That's always good when you got alumni coming back and helping out. But tonight's ball game, you're going up against Yellow Springs. You won the league 5 years in a row, and I'm more than likely they're gunning for you tonight.
Oh, it's kind of funny because I go scouting. We coaches spend a lot of time, but I'm out. It's the third time I scouted them, and their big player Isaiah Taylor, and you're going to see him tonight. He's a real player. He just comes over, shakes my hand, and says, "What are you doing here, Coach?" And I'm like, "I know what I'm doing here." So I know these boys from Yellow Springs. 3 of them have played on varsity for 3 years. One of them's played on it 4 years. They have a 5th senior. This senior class they feel it's their time. The thing they don't know is they don't know who they're about ready to hit. And I think our kids are going to give them all they can handle.
Yeah, it's going to be a good ball game. You know, they're here tonight. They're still practicing behind us. You know, that's always good to hear them, you know, do that before a ball game. It means they're loose. It means they're ready to play. But, you know, they got Taylor, Perry, and Butler.
Yes.
They're their 3 top scorers.
Yes.
And then they've got DeWine that comes in also as a good ball player, you know, and one of those things that DeWine can sneak up and get you.
Well, you know, you got to worry about Taylor, first team All-League, scores at will in the post, but has the ability to shoot the 3. Kaner Butler, first team All-League, will get to the rim faster than anybody we will see all year. And then Devin Perry, in his career, shooting 45% from three-point range. And it's like, what do you stop? You know, they have so many weapons. And then you throw in a DeWine kid who is fearless at shooting the basketball, so he could get hot at any time. You're going to see us. We're going to try to control the tempo a little bit tonight. We don't want to get into a running game with these guys. We want to make them execute in the half court. We want to do a good job limiting them to 1 shot. And we're going to try to hold the ball as long as we can, looking for the highest quality shot possible.
And you've got a good high-quality shot, Mr. Anderson, on the inside. Again, shooting 75% from the field. You can't beat that at all.
What it also does is what happened at Dayton Christian. He scored like our first 7 points. And then people started collapsing inside, and all of a sudden Seth Wynn, Luke Dillahunt, the 3-ball that they were shooting wasn't rushed. You know, they had more time to shoot it. The results were they made them. So, you know, those guys are starting to catch fire from the perimeter. Chase Hayden is really playing at the best he's ever played for us since he came into the program. So my kids, I feel good about them. I love them to death. And as you can hear back there, I mean, they're a fun group to coach.
They're always a pleasure to be around, and like I said, you've always coached them. They're coached well on the floor and off the floor, Coach, and that's a tribute to you.
Thank you very much.
You know, so we're here with Coach Ray Zawalski getting ready to tip this thing off here tonight. Troy Christian getting ready to take on Yellow Springs Bulldogs. We'll be right back with more from the Troy Christian High School here in a moment.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bodey. If you're looking to experience quality service at a fair price, come see us at Bodey's Automotive. We're located right down the block from Walgreens at 407 Peters Avenue, or you can reach us at 937-703-1614, or like us on Facebook at Bodey's Automotive.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest here at Troy Christian High School. The Troy Christian Eagles are getting ready to take on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. Dave Fisher along with my good friend Doug Page. I want to say thank you for Kyle Matthews back at the station and Dave Denoyer doing the videography for us here this evening.
Dave.
Dave's up there in behind the camera. So anyways, you know, Doug, again, Mr. Taylor has not gotten, like you said, coming off the break, hasn't gotten any smaller. And the kid, I mean, that young man has got a nice touch. Right now he's shooting a 3, and he's just, just absolutely draining them. But
well,
again,
he's 4 of 20 from three-point line, so I need to make a correction. I made a mistake.
Really? You made a mistake?
I thought I was wrong once, but later I found I was mistaken.
Yes.
I said there was only one senior suiting up, and somehow my brain froze. There are 2.
Right.
You can't miss Chase
Hayden.
Nope. Nope. He's going to be on the ball a lot tonight. Please excuse my elderly dementia.
That's quite all right. Well, but Chase Hayden and Seth Wynn both have had some really good ball games. The coach was talking about it in the coach's report. Those 2 kids have absolutely stepped up the plate, and now they're looking to get some more scoring out of them. Luke Dillahunt was ill during
the game we covered.
The game we covered, he actually had a touch of pneumonia, and so Luke is just starting to get into his game plan. And it's one of those things that when that happens and you're that ill, it takes you a while to get your legs back underneath you. And he's really, they're going to really look for him to do some scoring.
They're going to have to.
Yeah, so they're going to look to slow the ball down, be a little more deliberate in their offense. Coach also said he did not want to get out and run with this Yellow Springs team. I don't blame him.
Nope.
And so. He talked about the Mississippi Valley game that they lost. They were down 27 points in early on in the second half, and they were able to come back and tie it, and then only lose them by 6. So this team has definitely shown some mettle that they're willing to come back. The other thing he said, after just losing KC, that during that previous week, that they weren't able to change their game plan. Now they've got a new game plan that's going to be a little different type of basketball we're used to seeing here at Troy Christian High School. So, but again, you got the battery of, on Yellow Springs, the battery of Butler, Perry, and Taylor. All three of those kids are in double figures.
Yep.
So that's 30-some points that you're going to a game that you're going to have to combat right off the go.
And you're going to have to alter your shots if you're driving to the basket and that big tree's in front of you.
Yes. So that is going to be a difficulty. And the other key to the Yellow Springs that Troy Christian is going to have to combat is a DeWine kid. He's like Coach said, he could be a little bit sneaky, and he could get out and get you some double figures too, which will cause some trouble. Could cause some trouble for Troy Christian. So, again,
5 season seniors going at at some kids here at Troy Christian that has played on a very good team last year. So, hopefully that is going to transpond over to them being able to play some good basketball going into this season. A lot of these young Eagles got some time last year. They played extensively in a lot of games. So it's not as if they haven't, this is all new to them.
Right.
But you got a sophomore in the middle, and he's given up about, he's not small. Mr. Anderson is not small, but he's about 20, 30 pounds lighter than Mr. Taylor.
Right.
So this is going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be interesting here real soon. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with the opening lineups and a tip-off of tonight's game. Troy Christian Eagles taking on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. We'll be right back here on TCR Sports.
Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy. 339-2687 or TroyFord.com. At Jim Taylor Troy Ford, you'll not only find low prices on great vehicles, but an award-winning service department as well. Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest, Troy Christian High School, where the Troy Christian Eagles are getting ready to take on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. Dave Fisher here, along with my good friend Doug Page. And Doug, for tonight's starting lineups for the Yellow Springs Bulldogs, take it away, sir.
Starting at forward, number 4, Kaner Butler, a 6'1" senior. Starting at guard, Devin Perry, number 10, a 6'1" senior. Starting at guard, Ethan DeWine, number 12, a senior, 6'1". Starting at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 23, Jonathan Clark. And in the middle, 6'4" senior center, number 53, Isaiah Taylor.
That's the starting lineup for the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. And for your Troy Christian Eagles, starting at guard, a 5'9" senior wearing number 21, Chase Hayden. Starting at guard, a 5'10" junior wearing number 22, Seth Wynn. At another guard, a 6'3" junior, number 23, Jacob Brown. In the middle, a 6'5" sophomore freshman, James Anderson. Sophomore forward, James Anderson. And at a guard, a 6-foot senior wearing number 32, Mr. Football here at Troy Christian High School, Luke Dillahunt. That's your starting lineup for the Troy Christian Eagles. And Doug, again, this is going to be one of these interesting nights. We saw the Troy Christian Eagles defeat the New Bremen Cardinals at the first game of the season here on TCR Troy Community Radio. And, I got a feeling it's going to be a little different type of basketball, like we said, because of the loss of Casey Commits. But, we'll see. But at this point, it's plenty of time to get them ready to go for tournament play.
Oh, yeah. We're, a third of the way through the season. We have the Christmas break coming up, so that there'll be some coaching time there, you can bet.
Well, this team, the Troy Christian Eagles, are going to go up to Piqua at the our compadres up north, the other radio station we're not going to mention, but they've got a holiday tournament up at Piqua High School, so they're going to get at least 2 games. I think it's the 28th and 29th of this month before the new year.
Yes, but those games are conference games.
That's right. That's right.
As I said,
coaching. You're right.
Coaching, the best kind of coaching. They'll get a lot of work in the gym, and then they'll get a lot of work on the floor.
Right.
So it's what you need. You're putting in a different type of offense. When you're working with your younger players, this is when they develop.
And we will be back covering, this will be our last game of the 2015 part of the season, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go down to Bethel and watch this team take on the Bethel Bees, which are very, very good ball club. In fact, this Yellow Springs team beat them earlier in the last Saturday night, I think it was. So. Yep. So you look at it.
Be a homecoming for you, big guy.
I know. You and I are going to go down there and cover that game at the Beehive. And
I'll have to keep you in your seat. I'll bring a seatbelt.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
He's going to be yelling at coaches. He's going to be yelling at players. He's going to be yelling at officials.
No, I'm enjoying the Troy Christian and the Troy High School broadcasting for these 2 clubs. And,
so you've become a professional.
I become a professional.
No cheering in the press row.
And here we go, folks. We're getting ready to tip this thing off. It's up, and Troy Christian has the basketball. Chase Hayden with the ball. He got the tip into Anderson across the Seth Wynn. Luke Dillhunt on the far right side looking for some room. Noten going. Anderson down in the far corner. Hayden back to Dillhunt for 3 right off the go. Off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound. Yellow Springs, here they come up the floor. DeWine, lob inside. Nice block by Brown. Again, blocks it again. Kicks it all the way out. Anderson for 3.
Out of
Taylor, I'm sorry. Taylor got it. Those two kids could be brothers. Anyways, Taylor got it, knocked it down for 3 to take a 3-0 lead with 7:20 to go here in the first quarter. Brown with the dribble on the right side, nothing to do. Kicks it out to Dillhunt. Dillhunt looking on the drive, gets it to Seth Wynn for a long 3, in and out, batted around. Taylor with the rebound. Here comes the Bulldogs on the run. Perry with the dribble, nothing doing. Kicks it back to Taylor again for 3. No, short off the front of the rim. Nice rebound by Chase Hayden. Kept him off the rim, off the offensive glass. Hayden gets it across to Brown. Brown on the way out in the left wing. Right to top to Dillhunt. Rolls it around on the right side to Hayden. Gets it inside to Anderson. Anderson going right at the big man. Off the front of the rim. No good. Here comes the Bulldogs. DeWine on the dribble. Kick basketball by Seth Wynn.
Mr. Anderson found out very quickly that shot ain't going to work.
Nope. He had someone just as big as he was in there.
And I believe that Isaiah Taylor got a fingertip on it.
Might have. DeWine on the dribble, going left against Wynn. Gets it up off the glass and it goes. Nice move by Ethan DeWine. Going left to get it to go.
And we have a foul on
Seth Wynn gets the foul, and that's going to send DeWine to the line, shooting the hard 3. It's up, rolls it around off the front, and gets it to go. 6:25 left. It's a 6-0 lead for the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. Brown on the dribble on the right side, right wing, cuts it back left, gets it to Chase Hayden. Back to Brown. Brown looking to go left, no good. Dillhunt far left corner, back out to Hayden. Hayden loses the handle. Big Anderson gets it. He's still on the dribble. He's a big man going to go right to the basket. He gets fouled big by Taylor.
Well, he's not afraid to go there. He is not afraid at all.
Big man was able to get the dribble at the top of the 3-point arc, and he just went right after him. So James Anderson now, the Matrix, going to the line shooting 2. First one's away, and that one's a little bit short. Not happy with himself. He knew he pulled the string on that one, Doug.
Not enough legs.
Not enough legs on that one. So he's going back to the line, shooting another one. Troy Christian's yet to put any points on the board yet. 6 minutes left in the quarter, and Anderson got it to go. So it's a 6-1 lead now for the Bulldogs. Ethan DeWine with the basketball for for the Bulldogs, for Yellow Springs, getting on the right side. Gets it all the way across the top of the key. Looking in, gets it into Taylor. Taylor going against Anderson. Nice spin move by Taylor, and he was able to get it up and in.
That was very nicely done. It was well defended, but that's where that extra 25-pound difference makes.
Dillahunt on the drive on the right side. Kicks it all the way across to Wynn. Gets it back, and he gets called with the travel. So it was Chase Hayden with the travel. Pulled his pivot foot before he put the ball on the floor, so he turnover Troy Christian. The ball back to the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. DeWine's running the show for the Bulldogs. He's calling out a play, getting it across the timeline. He's being guarded by Seth Wynn. Got a double stack post up high. Perry with the dribble. He's being guarded by Wynn. They had a switch go on. Long shot for three, no good. Rebound Dillahunt. Kicks it out to Brown. Brown's now on the run. Brown going cutting to the left. Kicks it all the way over to the left side. Bounce pass across court to Hayden. Back to Dillahunt. Back to Wynn. Wynn looking to go. Nowhere to go. Kicks it back to Hayden at the top of the key. Good ball movement by by Troy Christian. Wynn way down low gets it. Anderson way at the top of the key. Hayden going inside, trying to have no place to go, tried to shoulder to Anderson and turn the ball over. Butler for the Bulldogs on the left side. Stop, pop at about a 15-footer, no good. Gets Yellow Springs able to get the ball, but was able to, Troy Christian was able to cut the pass off. Gets it to Dillahunt on the right side. Dillahunt stops, pops, no good. Now they're starting to get in the running game. DeWine loses a handle and right back. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson's got one to beat, and that's Taylor. And he's going to get fouled. Number 23 for the Bulldogs, that's Jonathan Clark. He gets called for the foul. Official said it was on the floor, so it's going to not be a shooting foul. So Troy Christian will have the ball out of bounds on the left side of the basket. Gets it in. Can't see who's got it. Dillahunt has the ball on the left side. Kicks all the way back to the left corner. Wynn started to shoot. Wynn goes right to the basket. Gets all the way over to Chase Hayden for three. No good. Far weak side rebound, Dillahunt. Dillahunt in traffic. Gets it to Taylor, or Anderson. Anderson misses it. Had an easy shot inside. Just couldn't get it over the top. Perry loses a handle. Here comes Troy Christian. This is up and down, folks. Wynn going right to the basket. He's going to be called for the foul. There's going to be a foul. They say it's going to be a shooting foul. Yep, they're going to shoot two. Perry called with the foul. 22, Seth Wynn at the line shooting two. His first one's away, no good off the back of the iron. I'd like to thank a few of our sponsors here on TCR Sports. Arden's Party Time, Dave Services, Troy Meat Shop, Mosley Stove Shop and Chimney Sweep, Tim Purdy, Remax Professionals, and the HTM Credit Union. Thank you very much. Second shot away, no good, missed them both. 3:42 left to go in the first quarter. It's still an 8-1 lead, Yellow Springs. Perry with the dribble on the left side, no good, kicks it all the way back out to Taylor. Taylor being guarded by Anderson, spin move, looks to go.
Good help.
Good help by there, couldn't see. Taylor again, no good, big rebound.
Ball's loose.
Ball's loose and comes up with it with Brown. Brown decides to kick it back, get it to Wynn. Back over to Hayden. Hayden gets across the top of the circle. Brown on the left, far right, left wing. Kicks it all the way over to Wynn. Wynn has nowhere to go, kicks it back out. Looks inside to Anderson. Anderson started to do a spin move, but ran into Taylor. They lose the handle. That guy's called for a travel, number 24. James Browning's now in for the Bulldogs.
Hartman comes in for Hayden.
Hartman in for Hayden. It's Wynn, Hartman. Spurlock is also in now. And Anderson gets it in the corner to Wynn. Nothing doing. Gets it back in the left corner to Wynn. Wynn looks it all the way to Brown. Brown to Anderson. Anderson goes right up, right at Taylor and gets it to go. Cuts that lead to 5. It's an 8-3 lead for Yellow Springs. Perry with the ball, gets across the timeline, being guarded by Brown. Perry on the dribble, still on the dribble. Picked his dribble up, looking to get rid of it to That is to Perry. Perry with the on the dribble, gets it inside, no good. Rebound, kicked around, it's still batted around and picked up by the Bulldogs. Far right corner, steal by Brown. Brown's now pushing it up. It looks like there's going to be a foul, and there is. Ethan DeWine gets called for, no, I'm sorry, that's Tony Morelli. Tony Morelli gets called for the foul. That's the 4th foul on the...
Anderson is out. He came in for it.
Not sure who he did come in for. There was all kinds of traffic right here in front of the scorer's table. It's kind of hard to pick up.
Nice. Spurlock.
Spurlock has the number 10, Kirkpatrick, who came in. Spurlock has the ball, gets it to Brown at the top of the key. Over to Hartman. Spurlock on the left corner. 22, Wynn. Brown. Hartman, they're doing a lot of ball movement. Kilpatrick with the basketball, looking to go. He's being guarded by Taylor. Oh, nice pump fake. Gets it over to Kilpatrick. Back to Spurlock. Spurlock goes right to the basket and gets hammered. Went right at the big fella, and the big fella I think he's the one who's going to get the foul. Yep.
That's his second.
We saw that, though, last year when we covered this game. Taylor has a tendency to play with his arms and hands.
Yeah.
First one away is no good. This is unlike Troy Christian. I mean, normally they are a good free-throwing ball club. They have missed 4 already here this evening. Spurlock going back for his second go-around here at the line. That one's away and got it.
That makes them 2 of 6 from the line.
Yes. Bulldogs with the basketball. DeWine on the dribble, going right side. Looking to go, stops, pops, no good. Rebound, Kilpatrick gets out to Hartman. Hartman just throws it right, and it's out of bounds. Good hustle by Devin Perry. That kid's got some quick hands.
He is, what do they say, high motor?
Is that what it is?
I don't.
Something along those lines.
Dillahunt's back in.
Dillahunt's in for Brown.
Working this heave and slash, trying to get something going.
Kilpatrick almost loses it back. He gets it back out to, now Spurlock has it on the left side. Spurlock just gets a strip by DeWine. Good hands by DeWine. DeWine on the right side. He pulls it back out. And Morelli for a long 3, no good. Hard off the glass. Bulldogs with the rebound, offensive glass. That one came out really hard. Perry on the drive, and he gets it to go. Devin Perry, nice slash and cut.
Fighting in the paint looked a little bit like the last scrimmage.
Yes, it was a little bit tough in there. Dillahunt with the basketball at the top. Dillahunt going to the right side to Kilpatrick. Hartman swings it all the way around the Wynn. Wynn looking to go left side. He goes right to it. He is fouled. He's going to go to the line shooting 2.
They have to start converting on those.
Yes. Tony Minarelli, who gets called for his second foul, is going to send Seth Wynn to the line shooting 2. Wynn going to the line. His first one's away. Got it. Coming into the ball game now. Spurlock is going out. Ben Snick is coming in. Coach was not happy with Spurlock wanting to take that charge underneath there early. Second one away, got it. So they've kind of redeemed themselves. Now they've cut this lead to within 4 with 22 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. You're just tuning in to Troy Christian Eagles taking on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs, and this is a grudge match. Bulldogs have got something to prove here, coming in here and trying to get a win out of this gym. They have been very unsuccessful so far. Dillahunt decided he was going to try to get that. So Dillahunt got a foul. He just took a quick run at number 12. Ethan DeWine thought he was going to steal it. So now coming into the ball game is Colt Tanner. with about 9 seconds to go, giving Luke a little bit of more of a break. Definitely don't want him to score going down here. Butler with the basketball. Butler still with the ball. On the left side, nothing going. Was able to get it away, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to go to Troy Christian with 1 tick left on the clock. So they're setting something up for a long touch and throw. That wouldn't count anyways, but boy, he gave it a sporting chance. So that was the end of the first quarter. It's the Troy Christian Eagles 6, the Yellow Springs Bulldogs 10. We'll be back right after these messages here on TCR Sports.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bodey. If you're looking to experience quality service at a fair price, come see us at Bodey's Automotive. We're located right down the block from Walgreens at 407 Peters Avenue, or you can reach us at 937-703-1614, or like us on Facebook at Bodey's Automotive.
Welcome back to Troy Christian High School. The Eagles Nest with Troy Christian Eagles are taking on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. And Doug, what a first quarter that was.
Well, after being ice cold at the line,
right.
The Eagles are redeeming themselves. They're 4 of 8 from the line, 4 of their 6 points. The only other points, Mr. Anderson on a nice little tuck and roll.
Right.
Got to the boards. Both teams, it appears, are going small. The big guys are sitting on the bench.
So yeah, both teams. Anderson is back out on the floor. Big number 30.
No, I can't see anymore, can I?
No. DeWine with the basketball. Yellow Springs has the ball starting the second quarter. Butler has the basketball on the right side, goes right, gets it up and in. Nice move by Butler. Little spin move on the right side. Troy Christian with the basketball. Dillahunt on the far left corner. Kicks it down. Hartman all the way across over to Wynn. Gets it back to number 34, Sinek. Gets it inside to Anderson. Anderson looking to go. No good. Sinek for 3. Long 3, no good. Rebound, Yellow Springs. Rebound, Ethan DeWine. DeWine gets across the timeline. Hits it over to Butler. Butler looking to spin, move again. Heads right. Kicks it all the way out for 3. Got it. Long 3. That is by Devin Perry. That's going to extend that lead 12-6 for the Bulldogs. About as quick as the Christian Eagles get it close. They've extended this lead to 6 with 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Wynn gets across. Hayden gets across the timeline. Dillahunt on the left corner, looking inside. Nice pass. Nice pass to number 21, Chase Hayden. Bulldogs come right back at it. Butler on the dribble. He's going against Dillahunt. DeWine in the corner to number 1, Plummer. Joe Plummer comes in. Ford, spin move, no good. Right back up, no good still. Big Butler with a lot of fight in there, was able to get his rebound twice, get it, put it back in, and a foul. Looks like that foul is going to go against Hayden Hartman. And that's going to send Tanner Butler to the line, shooting 1 to extend this lead to 10 if he knocks this down. Away, and he got it. So it's an 18-8 lead with 6:18 to go here in the second quarter for the Bulldogs.
8-1 run.
Troy Christian hasn't been able to put the ball in the basket other than on some free throws. Wynn loses a handle. Wow, I don't know about that call.
Over and back.
He said he didn't tip it away.
He did.
I don't know. But anyways, it's DeWine. DeWine, Yellow Springs has the basketball. DeWine with it atop the key. He's being guarded by Hayden. Now they switch to Brown. All the way across to Devin. Way back for number 23, Clark. No good. Rebound, Brown. Here comes Troy Christian. Brown across the timeline. He's on the drive. Gets it to Dillahunt. Dillahunt for 3. Gets it blocked. Devin
Mr. Perry got up there.
He came out of nowhere and just swatted that away. It's still going to remain Troy Christian's basketball underneath the basket on the right side. Triggering the ball out of bounds is Seth Wynn. Wynn all the way out to Brown left. Kicks it over to Dillahunt. Dillahunt looking to drive. He's going to be fouled by number 1, Joe Plummer. That's going to be the 17th foul for the Bulldogs, and that's going to put Troy Christian at the line shooting a 1 and bonus. Dillahunt there. First one's away. No good. Rebound Yellow Springs. DeWine with the ball at the top of the circle, going right to the basket to the right side. No good. Rebound Dillahunt. Good rebound by Luke. Good position. Brown with the basketball on the right side. Gets across the timeline. Kicks it all the way up Spurlock. Spurlock looking inside. Nothing doing. Still nowhere to go. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson being guarded by Plummer. Big size difference there. Gets it to Spurlock all the way around the right side to Brown. Brown on the drive, right way. He's been held outside. It's going to be a shooting foul. Again, Yellow Springs. Clark gets called with the foul. That's the 8th foul. Brown now at the line shooting a 1 and bonus. Coach is bringing all 4 of his guys back and saying, you guys got to make free throws, and he missed another front end of the 1 and bonus. 18-8 lead for the Bulldogs with 4:58 left to go here in the second quarter. Perry with the basketball on the left wing. Gets it back to DeWine all the way around the horn to Clark. Clark back to Perry. DeWine for 3 on the left side. Long one, no good. Anderson, big rebound. The Matrix rips that one down. Dillon with the basketball on the run, left side. Kicks it all the way around the right corner. Down. Oh, that little bit of acting going on that one. Brown gets called with the foul. Kind of leaned in with his shoulder. That's all the official saw. That's Brown's first foul. That's only the Eagles' 14th foul here in this first half. But turn the ball over, and it's going to be the Bulldogs basketball leading this game 18-8 with 4:25 left to go here in the second quarter. Perry across the timeline, picked it up, kicks it in to Butler. Away across to Clark. Clark back to Perry. Butler, nice move, and he gets called for a travel.
That's why it was a nice move.
Yeah, that extra step before you put the basketball down, it helps you get by, folks. So
it's not the NBA, boys.
That's right. Seth Wynn gets it all the way over to Brown. Spurlock for 3, way out in town, no good. But there was an air ball, but Luke Dillahunt came in on the backside and was able to gather it in. And there's a timeout. There's a timeout on the floor, and there's a full timeout on the floor, and we're going to take one, too. We'll be back after these messages here on TCR Sports.
Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy. 339-2687 or TroyFord.com. At Jim Taylor Troy Ford, you'll not only find low prices on great vehicles, but an award-winning service department as well. Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest here at Troy Christian High School. The Troy Christian Eagles are playing Yellow Springs Bulldogs, and unfortunately with 3:59 left here in the second quarter, it's Yellow Springs with an 18-10 lead, Doug, and free throw shooting is definitely the Achilles heel of the Troy Christian Eagles tonight.
Yeah, they've missed both ends of 1 and 1, front ends of 2 1 and 1s in this second quarter. That was interesting. Trying to figure out who was checked in.
I'm sorry for the dead air. I was kind of intrigued by what was going on there myself. We're listening when we're broadcasting. I apologize.
That doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Perry with the basketball for the Bulldogs. They have it. gets it across to Clark. Clark over to Clark. There's two Clarks out there. Kicks it off to the far corner, Andrew Clark. I'm going to get him right to Perry. Back to Jonathan Clark. Back to Perry at the top of the key. Jonathan Clark for a long three. No good. Weak side rebound. Seth Wynn. Wynn brings it down. He's on the run. He takes a stutter steps, goes right up and in. Nice move by Seth Wynn. But here comes the Bulldogs. Donovan Perry with the basketball on the right side. He's being guarded by Hayden. All the way across to Jonathan Clark. Looks inside. And Joe Plummer gets called with a travel. Taylor's coming in for Plummer. And DeWine's coming in for Andrew Clark, a freshman, 5'8" guard. So coach for the Yellow Springs Bulldogs got a lot of faith in a freshman coming in. So Chase Hayden with the basketball, gets it to Brown. Brown kind of on the left elbow, kicks it all the way down in the corner to Spurlock. Spurlock to Anderson at the top of the three-point line. Hayden going right to the basket, no good. Rebound Yellow Springs. Here comes Butler. Butler on the drive and Hayden was doing some acting down there.
Yeah, but he was smiling.
Yes.
He knew he kicked the ball out of bounds. He smiled at the ref.
Underneath the left side, kicks it right into Clark or Butler. Butler misses it. And
we have two-shot foul.
Two-shot foul. Number 21, Hayden, Chase Hayden gets called with a foul. It's going to send Isaiah Taylor, number 53, the big man for the Bulldogs, to line shooting two. First one's away, no good. I'd thank a few more of our sponsors here, TCR Sports. Caliber Home Loans, Stanley Steamer, International College of Broadcasting, Heath Murray State Farm Insurance, Sound City Music, Excellence in Dentistry, and Willoughby's Hollow. Thank you very much, underwriters. Without you, wouldn't be happening. And Taylor knocks down the second one to take a 19-12 lead with 2:41 left to go here in the second quarter. Wynn gets it across timeline to Brown. Brown on the right side off the dribble. Hayden way up high. They're moving the ball way back outside, almost to the half-court line. Anderson way outside the left wing, kicks it to Hayden. Back to Spurlock on the left side. They're still on the dribble. Spurlock taking it up towards the top of the circle. Almost picked off. Brown's got it. Gets it back to Spurlock on the right wing. To the top of the circle. The Wynn on the left wing. Wynn looking to go somewhere with it. Nowhere to go. Loses the ball. Perry on the dribble. Perry loses the handle. He goes to the floor, and the ball's on the floor, and there should be a jump ball, and it's going to be Troy Christian basketball. They have the arrow. Coming into the ball game is Hartman and Luke Dillahunt's coming in for Hayden. And Anderson is going to go to have a seat. So they're going with a smaller lineup.
Yeah.
I think the tallest man out there is Jacob Brown at 6'3".
That's pretty tall.
That's not bad. Hartman, Dillahunt on the left side. Dillahunt going left, no good. Gets it tipped, he gets it right back to Seth Wynn in the right corner. Wynn going up, no good. He misses a shovel shot, and Taylor with the big rebound. DeWine with the basketball on the dribble across the timeline. He's on the right side. He's setting it back up for the Bulldogs. Perry gets it into Taylor. Taylor decides he's just going, and that's a charge. That's 3 fouls on Big Taylor.
He tried to drive on his own defense. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Luke Dillahunt just stuck his chest out and just took a pretty good shot there from Taylor.
Okay. Here comes Anderson back in the ball game.
Anderson's coming in for Spurlock, so now we got a little more
height,
a little more size in there.
Okay, little chess match going on here. Your
Yes.
big guy's going to sit down. We'll bring our big guy back out.
Wynn with the basketball. He's being guarded by Perry. Gets it to Brown. Brown on the left elbow, gets it into Wynn. Wynn goes right into Taylor. Taylor with a nice move.
He traveled. Anderson traveled.
So they get called with a travel on the inside. Said he pulled his pivot foot, but anyways, it's Bulldogs ball. DeWine walking the ball up slowly, gets it across the timeline. He's just sitting there. At this point with 57 seconds, Bulldogs don't have to do anything, and the Troy Christian Eagles has just kind of packed it back into the zone. So the Bulldogs are just kicking it around the perimeter to DeWine at the top. Kicks it down to Perry, I think it is, on the right side, all the way across to Butler. Back to DeWine, 36 seconds left. They're content. Troy Christian's content. Nobody's really worried about doing it. They're just moving the ball around the perimeter. To Perry on the right wing. Perry on the dribble, looking inside, nothing doing. Back to DeWine at the top. Back to Perry on the right wing. Back to DeWine. Again. Both clubs are going. We're down to 14 seconds. Now they're starting to move the offense. Gets it back to DeWine. He's on the wing. 7 seconds. They're just playing pitch and catch, looking for the lob. That's what they were trying to do, and they missed it. 2 seconds. One long shot at the buzzer. Oh, off the front of the rim. No good. And that's the end of the first half. It's the Troy Christian Eagles 12. The Yellow Springs Bulldogs 19. We'll be back with the halftime report right after these messages here on TCR Sports.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bodey. If you're looking to experience quality service at a fair price, come see us at Bodey's Automotive. We're located right down the block from Walgreens at 407 Peters Avenue, or you can reach us at 937-703-1614, or like us on Facebook at Bodey's Automotive.
Welcome back to Troy Christian High School here at the Eagles Nest, where the Troy Christian Eagles are taking on the Yellow Springs Bulldogs, and unfortunately at halftime the Yellow Springs Bulldogs has a 19-12 lead over our Troy Christian Eagles, and you know, it's one of those games here that we knew was going to be tough. Yellow Springs comes in here with a very, very good ball club, Doug, and you know, and unfortunately Troy Christian with their haven't been able to make any free throws here this evening. Let's just call it what it is.
Let's see. Let me start counting here. I have my book here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have them 7 of 11. Excuse me, 5 of 11, and they missed 2 front ends on 1 and 1.
So. In my book, 5 of 11, that's actually 5 of 13.
Yeah.
You don't get the second chance.
You don't get the second chance.
Right.
Anderson leads. Anderson and Wynn both have 3 points for Troy Christian. Other side of the book, Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
The Bulldogs, 6 points. At least 1 block. A rejection. Butler's knocked down 5.
Right.
So it's as we expected. Troy slipped back into a zone in the second period. Seemed to help a little bit.
Right.
They got outscored 9-6, but the scoring came late. Wynn has been going to the well a couple times, spinning from the outside, faking the three-pointer, and then driving the lane.
Yes.
He hasn't been terribly successful, and a couple times he ran into Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
And yeah.
Well, early on in the first quarter, you know, Mr. Anderson went at Taylor, and you could definitely tell because Taylor is bigger than Anderson is the Matrix. He's decided that it changed his shot. Definitely put a new wrinkle in the young man's, put a little kink in his armor per se, that he had to learn how to handle that a little differently. Although they haven't been very successful getting it back into James Anderson at this point, but you know, that's one of those things that I think hopefully coach is going to fix that coming out of the. Here I am coaching, coming out of it, going into the second half.
I think what's going on, you know, Taylor's had to sit down for most of the second quarter because of his fouls. Then he picked up a third.
He's got 3.
Excuse me, Taylor. Yeah, Taylor had picked up 3. Sorry, my knee just wants to bite me every once in a while. But when Anderson was on the floor and Taylor was not, they went to a little bit different offense. They didn't try to push it into the middle. There were more baseline drives. They're trying to keep, they're protecting the sophomore.
Right.
let him be out there when the big guy's out there. Then we'll feed it in. He's going to pick up some fouls. Switching to the zone, that also protects the sophomore. He doesn't have to bump.
Right.
And, you know, when those two big trees get together, they're a hoot. They're a hoot out there.
It's fun to watch.
And I think Taylor has shown Anderson a few things he didn't know, hadn't seen before.
Right.
Taylor's pretty shifty in the paint. He can get free easily.
As for a big man, Taylor definitely can move with and without the basketball. You know, and that is key. When you have a big man like that is mobile, that adds a whole nother wrinkle to a ball game. And Taylor is definitely a mobile big man. Easy for me to say here on Tuesday night.
I think the difference between this year and last year for Taylor is his footwork has improved. He knows how to move his feet, to keep his balance, to keep stable. That's something that Anderson has yet to learn, but Anderson's growing. I mean, you know, we're talking about what, 16-year-old sophomore?
Yes.
Okay. When I was 16, I could barely tie my shoes. And I was never 6'4". So, you know, let's cut him a break here.
Right.
He's learning on the job. I think he's doing a pretty darn good job. I liked it when he challenged Taylor that one time.
Yes.
They just went chest to chest. Refs let him do it. You know, there was no foul there.
Right.
There was no ticky-tacky, none of that. It was two big guys trying to decide whose space was being invaded.
And one thing you want to remember too is, you know, as when you get two big men in there playing like that, it's going to get a little bit physical. I know there's been a rule change in high school basketball, but at the end of the day, you have to give the officials credit. They're letting those two big men bump and play a little bit of basketball on the
Okay,
inside.
we've been talking too much about the big men. Let's talk about the guards.
Yes.
Butler, who started at a forward, who actually is playing the forward position as a guard. Boy, that young man he's
some hands.
good.
He's got some hands.
He's good. He's doing well. Dillahunt, guard forward. When he's on the floor, you better be careful because that young man's a ball hawk.
Yes.
He's going. He picked up one foul. Hey, it was a dumb foul, but he was aggressive.
Right.
He was aggressive, and that's what they need. And you can't hit 5 of 11 from the free throw line and expect to keep up with these kids. You're going to have to do better to try, Chris.
I've got a sneaky suspicion that there was also some talk about, boys, we got to knock down the free throws because we could be right, you know, real close if not tied in this ball game. So, you know, looking at the second half, Troy Christian definitely has to take, and there was some turnovers. Just getting ready to say, they need to take care of the basketball a little bit better. There was some issues with turnovers in that especially in the first quarter. I think they were trying to just shove that ball inside too much and not allowing the work on the outside to help open up Anderson.
Well, yeah, and that you know, when your front line runs 6'2", 6'3", 6'4",
right,
driving the baseline is really, really tough. But they've made a few. They've had a couple good backdoor cuts, or fake and cut, but you're not going to win the ball game.
On that direction. So absolutely. So we're going to be right back after these messages, and we'll come back with more of the halftime report here on TCR Sports.
Okay.
Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy. 339-2687 or TroyFord.com. At Jim Taylor Troy Ford, you'll not only find low prices on great vehicles, but an award-winning service department as well. Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy.
Welcome back to Troy Christian High School. We're here with Coach's son, Grant Zawalski. Grant, not more than a year ago, you were out here playing.
Yeah, it's great to be here again, be back in this atmosphere, just see my dad and see all these guys playing again.
Well, I'm glad you're back. I heard that you had a little knee injury playing in college ball, and you're going you're going to have it worked on tomorrow. So, best of luck with that, and hopefully everything comes out okay.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So what's the college game like going from high school then to college?
It's a big adjustment. everybody's bigger, everybody's faster. You know, I'm not playing for my dad anymore, so different terminology, and you know, just trying to find your niche coming in as a freshman. That was the biggest thing, is just trying to find what you bring to the table.
So where did you go to college at?
Indiana Wesleyan.
Okay, I knew it was over in Indiana, wasn't sure where, but we're getting ready to tip this thing off here in the second half. Good to see you, young man, and good luck with your knee, and you know, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too.
Right,
hopefully we see a great second half.
Absolutely. Grant Zawalski. And we're right back to action here. Always a good time to talk to Grant. Bulldogs with the basketball. DeWine with it. Kicks it all back to DeWine. DeWine back in the corner to Clark. DeWine atop the key to Perry. Perry gets it all the way back down to Clark, streaking through down low. Troy Christian in a zone. Gets it back to Milowski, gets it into, not sure who that was. Butler, thank you. I couldn't see the number when he took the shot, but Troy Christian has the basketball.
Oh.
Win.
Pass to the back of number 23.
I couldn't see it. Coach had me blocked off. Gets it over to Perry. Perry, ball's tipped out of bounds by Wynn. Wasn't able to save it. Ball goes right back to Yellow Springs.
That was nice to see, Grant. We compared knee braces.
Yeah, you did.
Mine was bigger.
DeWine with the basketball on the dribble. So I said Troy Christian in a 2-3 zone. Clark, back to DeWine, back to Clark to the top of the key. All by himself, he decides to take the three, no good. Crashing the boards is number 10, Perry. And there's a foul going against Luke Dillahunt, going after the basketball. Okay.
It's his second.
That's his second foul. He's going to leave the Bulldogs the ball out of bounds underneath the basket on the right side. Kicks it all the way out to Perry. Perry finds Clark again. No good. Rebound. Hayden gets it to Dillahunt on the right side, coming up the far right side. Gets it into Taylor. Anderson. And Anderson gets fouled by number 23, Jonathan Clark. That's Clark's second foul. Anderson with the basketball, gets it over to Hayden. Hayden to Win at the right elbow. Got it. That's the first shot outside of 5 feet that Troy Christian has hit in this ball game.
Their first three finally.
Yes. Perry with the basketball. Butler, I should say, goes right to the basket on the right side, takes a right on the left side, takes a right in and scores. 21-14, 6:08 left here in the third quarter. Dillahunt on the left side, goes right to the basket. Nice move by Luke Dillahunt. He just dropped his shoulder, got around there on the left side baseline and put her up and in. 21-16. Bulldogs still have a lead. Hartman coming into the ball game here shortly. Butler on the dribble. Nothing doing. Kicks it all the way out to Perry. Perry down on the elbow. Gets it back into Butler in the paint. Butler has nowhere to go. Blocked by Brown. Butler tried to go over top of Brown. Brown said, no way, take this out of my house. Brown with the basketball in the wing. Brown looking to go right side. He goes to the basket, no good. Just kind of throws it up, looking for a foul. No call by the official. DeWine with the dribble. Gets across to top the key. Gets it down into Morelli. Morelli last year was a shooter. If you just heard Coach screaming out, I just recalled after he said it, that kid would knock quite a few down last year against this Troy Christian team. Morelli all the way skip pass to Perry. Perry to Butler at the right elbow. No good. Big rebound. There's a foul. And they called the foul against number 10, Devin Perry. He was streaking in from way off the wing, Doug.
That was pretty flagrant, but probably didn't see who did he foul?
I think he fouled Dillahunt. But that's
They've been bumping.
They've been bumping and grinding, no doubt about it. Hayden gets it across the timeline on the far wing over to Hartman. Hartman nowhere to go. Dillahunt way down in the left corner. Back to Hayden. Win. Across to Hartman for three. No good. Rebound. Yellow Springs. Butler with the basketball. Kicks it up to DeWine. DeWine skips it across to Perry. We got Manelli off in the corner. He's going for three. Got it. Again, he's the shooter. That's a three-pointer. Takes a 24-16 lead. 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. Troy Christian has not been able to get this thing closer than about 8 at any one time other than early on in the ball game. Wynn goes to the basket, wasn't able to get it to go. DeWine kicks it back out. Troy Christian playing a 2-3 zone. Perry, Manelli, back to Perry on the right wing. Looking inside. They got Butler on the right elbow. No, nothing doing. Plummer down in the corner. And it's tipped. Taken over by Troy Christian. Troy Christian got one to beat. Gets it up, and it goes. Count it. Nice. Absolutely nice move by Chase Hayden. Got Manelli moving, went right to the basket, up and in. Gives him a chance to cut this lead to within 5 with this hard three-pointer, I call him. Basket and one. Hayden at the line. Shooting the extra one. Shooting the penalty shot if you're a hockey player. Hayden. Away, got it to go. 24-19 lead, 3:33 left to go here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs had the basketball. DeWine across the timeline, dribbling it right up the center of the court. Still on the dribble. Gets it over to Manelli. Gets it in to Taylor on the left elbow. Nothing doing there. Gets it back to Manelli for three. Long three, in and out. Taylor bats it around, still keeps it alive. Gets it over to Perry. Perry on the left wing, looking to go. Nothing doing. Big ball's going to go out of bounds. I think it's going off the Bulldogs. Troy Christian's basketball. They got away with one there, Doug. They were definitely out of position on the offense, on the defensive glass.
Yep.
And Taylor couldn't hang on to it. Out of bounds it goes. So 3:03 left to go here in the third quarter.
24-19.
5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Hayden all the way in the corner to Brown, right corner to Seth Wynn on the right wing. Kicks it inside, back out to Hayden for three. No good. Rebound. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to remain Troy Christian basketball. Ben Schnick came in, and he just shielded the defensive man off of that ball, just kind of boxed him out so he couldn't go get it. Good move by Ben Schnick. Hayden with the basketball, kicks it back to Wynn. Wynn kick brings it back out, back to the left side to Hayden. Gets it into Anderson. Anderson thought about going Hayden for three, no good. They haven't been able to find that three-point range here tonight. DeWine with the basketball for the Bulldogs. Pulls it back. It's at the top of this arc. Inside to Butler. Butler, Taylor, back to Perry, back to Manelli. Manelli looks inside to DeWine, gets it to Butler. Butler goes right to the basket, keeps it alive. They are just absolutely beating Troy Christian on the offensive glass at this point. 26-19. Increase this lead to 7. Schnick, nowhere to go. Brown for three, no good, way over top. Manelli gets it in behind them, goes up, he misses it. No call. I think Troy Christian got away with one there, gets it into Anderson. Anderson back to Brown.
Whoa, nicely done.
Cut the lead to 5. 1 minute, 28 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Bulldogs with the basketball. Perry looks inside to Taylor. Taylor being guarded by Anderson. Taylor steps it outside. No good. Someone just got ejected. And it's
And
Manelli.
Manelli. That's same thing that happened last year at this place. Technical.
And he's gone.
Yeah, we saw that last year.
Marinelli goes to the locker room. Coming in is Jonathan Clark, but it's a technical foul. And I'm thinking in high school sports, he gets to sit out the next game too on an ejection. Unfortunately, cooler heads have to prevail.
Well, he got teed up. That would have been his third foul.
Right. The official didn't waste no time. I couldn't really see what was going on. We were kind of shielded by a bunch of players, but I definitely saw the arms go up for both players. So I don't know if it was.
Hard to tell from our position here down on the court.
Fortunately, 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Seth Wynn goes the line. He misses the first one. You cannot miss free throws in this type of ball game. I'd like to thank a few more of our underwriters. Bodey's Automotive, Union Savings Bank, Hybrid Strength and Fitness, Irwin Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram, Troy CarStar, Trojan Auto Care, Lance Martin, Better Homes and Garden Realty.
Made the second one.
Seth Wynn knocked down the second one. Dillahunt's in for Brown. Going to give Brown a set because he was involved in that small altercation. Troy Christian's basketball trailing by 4 with 1:12 left to go here in the third quarter. Wynn with the basketball, gets it over the right side. They're looking to double team, gets it into Anderson. And there was a timeout called pretty quick. And we've got a 30-second timeout, so we're just going to keep it right here. Again, I'd like to thank a few more of our underwriters that make it all happen here on TCR Sports. Sporting's Party Time, Dave Services, Troy Meat Shop, Mosley Stove Shop and Chimney Sweep, Tim Purdy Remax Professionals. Thank you very much for making it all happen here on TCR Sports. Also want to thank the folks on TV On Demand, Troy Community Television On Demand. That's Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, and Bodey's Automotive will bring you the game, the tape delay of this ball game here in a few days. That our good friend David Denoyer is back behind us filming here for you. So again, thank you to the underwriters on Troy Community Television On Demand.
Troy is 1 for 7 from long range and 5 for 13 from the free throw line.
Troy Christian with the basketball after that technical foul. Wynn gets it all the way to the left side to Dillahunt. Dillahunt into Anderson. Anderson, nice give and go. What a pass by James Anderson, the Matrix. That kid just flipped that. That is a big-time pass right there.
Fink came out, cut along the baseline.
Nice move. Nice play by both men. Taylor inside on the down low in the left box. Long range three by DeWine. Got it to go. Just as soon as we get a little spark, DeWine nailed a three for the Bulldogs. 22 seconds left to go. Wynn with the basketball. It's a 24-29 lead for the Bulldogs. Dillahunt on the far right wing. Back to Wynn. Hayden. Wynn now has the basketball. Looking to go with 4 seconds. Gets it out to Hayden. Long three, no good. Unable to get it to go, and that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's the Troy Christian Eagles 24. The Yellow Springs Bulldogs 29. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after these messages here on TCR Sports.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bodey. If you're looking to experience quality service at a fair price, come see us at Bodey's Automotive. We're located right down the block from Walgreens at 407 Peters Avenue, or you can reach us at 937-703-1614 or like us on Facebook at Bodey's Automotive.
Welcome back to Troy Christian High School. The Eagles Nest with Troy Christian Eagles are trailing the Yellow Springs Bulldogs 29-24. And happy birthday to Bill Renford. Bill is now out here at Troy Christian. He used to be over at Troy High School. Custodian over there. Good man, always helps us out here. So happy birthday, Bill. Bulldogs with the basketball. Butler with it, gets it inside to Taylor. Taylor kicks it back out to DeWine for a long three, no good. There's going to be a foul, and it's going to go out of bounds. 22, Seth Wynn called with a push. That is the second foul for the Eagles. Both teams Bulldogs only have 3 team fouls. Gets it back into Taylor. Taylor kicks all the way around to Perry. Perry for 3, a long-range 3. Going to extend this lead to 8, a 32-24 lead for the Bulldogs. Wynn gets it over to Hayden. Back to Wynn. Back to Hayden. Hayden on the dribble on the left side. Wynn now has it to top the circle. Wynn looking to drive, nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Hayden in the right side, all the way across the left wing to Dillahunts. Another skip pass to Hayden, or Wynn. Wynn going to the basket, puts it up and in. Cuts this lead to 6. 7:03 left in the ball game. Troy Christian just can't get it that close. Gets it within 8, and then here goes the Bulldogs. Perry with the basketball on the dribble. Gets it inside Anderson on the top elbow, right elbow. Gets it back to Perry. Perry gets it in, got it. They're starting to dial that in. That's a 35-26 lead now for the Bulldogs. 6:36 left to go. Troy Christian hasn't been able to, 1, find their range, and 2, can't find the range from the free throw line. So this has been somewhat a double whammy for the Troy Christian Eagles here this evening. But they're still playing extremely hard. You can't take anything away from these kids. Yellow Springs has just been able to knock down some crucial shots so far in this game.
They're 6 of 16 from 3-point.
Hayden picked it up, gets it into Anderson. Anderson going against Taylor, nothing doing. Kicks it out to Wynn for 3, in and out. No good, rebound. Yellow Springs. Taylor, big man on the dribble, bringing it up the floor. Stops at the 3-point line. Kicks it to Perry. Back to DeWine, back to Perry, all the way over to Butler. Butler kicks it into Taylor. Nice move by the big man. No good.
Reverse layup that he missed. He should not have missed that.
Nope.
It was a beautiful move.
It was a nice move, but Wynn's got it. Gets it over to Hayden. To Dillahunt. Wynn looking to go baseline, nothing doing. He's being held by Jonathan Clark on the right side. Coming into the ball game for Troy Christian is Hartman. Going out is Hayden. Chase Hayden out, Hartman comes in. Nothing doing, gets it into Hartman. Hartman on the right wing. Ben Schnick's in here too. Anderson, Wynn, and Dillahunt. That's your 5 right now for the Troy Christian Eagles. Gets it in the far right corner, there's Ben Schnick. Schnick gets it out to, was intended receiver on that long pass was Seth Wynn, and it's going to be a turnover going back to the Bulldogs. Brown's coming back in for Ben Schnick. So Bulldogs have the ball, leading this game 35-26 with 5:22 to go. Gets it into Clark. Clark goes right into Taylor.
Hello.
Anderson tried to take a charge, but Taylor just went ahead and put it up and in. So it's now an 11-point lead.
What do we have? Something on the floor?
I think they're going to. They got a little bit of sweat on the floor after after Anderson went down with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Coming now in for the Troy Christian Eagles is Spurlock.
What we're seeing
Peyton
here,
Spurlock.
2, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6 of 16 from 3 points. 2 in a row there by Perry for Yellow Springs. So they're hitting from the outside,
right.
And that's 2 for 3 in the 4th quarter. That's hard. Troy has got 1 3 for at least 8 attempts.
Yeah, Troy is
actually no, they don't have.
I don't think they have any.
They don't have a 3. Let me figure this out, folks. I'm sorry.
Now, while you're figuring out, Troy Christian now has the basketball, trailing by 11. Wynn gets across the timeline on the right side to Spurlock. Down in the right corner. Back out to the top of the key, around the left side, over to Spurlock. Brown has it, looking to drive, gets it into Anderson. Playing a little give and go out there to Hartman. To Wynn. Wynn on the dribble, nothing doing. Anderson inside, looking to shoot, no good. Spurlock driving left, going right to the meat of the order there. Back to Hartman. Spurlock. Good ball movement by Troy Christians. Wynn with the drive, no good. Took a stop and pop at the free throw line, couldn't get to go. Rebound Bulldogs. I hate to see what kind of shooting percentage Troy Christian has tonight, because it's got to be pretty bad.
They're 0 for 12 from three-point.
Ouch.
And there goes Taylor with a three-pointer.
And it came out so hard that it was a long rebound. Taylor back on the elbow with a spin move, throws it up, no good. Rebound finally, Troy Christian. Trailing by 11 with 4 minutes left to go here in the ball game. They're starting to run out of time here, folks. Hartman for three, no good, hard off the bat. And Anderson's going to get called with the foul, going after the rebound. With 3:53 left to go in the ball game.
That's his first.
That's only Anderson's first. We got a timeout on the floor. Looks like Yellow Springs is taking a timeout. We're going to take one too. We'll wrap with more Troy Christian high school basketball action here on TCR Sports.
Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy. 339-2687 or TroyFord.com. At Jim Taylor Troy Ford, you'll not only find low prices on great vehicles, but an award-winning service department as well. Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy.
Welcome back to Troy Christian High School, the Eagles Nest, where the Troy Christian Eagles are trailing the Yellow Springs Bulldogs 37-26, and Doug, it's what can you say? They're 0 for 12 from three-point land.
0 for 12 from three-point land. In this quarter, they're being outscored 8-0, 8-2 rather. And when you have scores under 40, those 8 points are awfully big points.
Yes.
You're just pulling away.
Well, and honestly,
Taylor's trying to take over.
Yeah, I mean,
Isaiah Taylor is taking over.
Other than here, I mean, really, neither club has really shot well until here recently, where the Bulldogs have come out and hit some crucial threes. Anyways,
full court press.
And they're full court press by the Eagles. Taylor has the ball way up high. The big man's way upstairs here.
Yeah, you want to come try to trap me?
At this point, Bulldogs is just going to try to run this clock out, up 11. Troy Christian has to come up and start fouling. Wide open inside, and that's what's going to happen.
That's what happens. You lose somebody.
And they call Dillahunt for a foul. So that's going to send Jonathan Clark to the line shooting the long three. He got hit there shortly. He's going to extend this lead to 12, could be 13. It's away, no good. So it's a 12-point lead with 3:23 left to go in the ball game. Troy Christian running out of time. They got to find their range somehow. And unfortunately, when you're not shooting well, when you have to start forcing, it even intensifies the size of that basket.
Jonathan Clark picks up his third foul.
So Jonathan Clark has three.
Dillahunt was trying to force the line and forced the foul.
Spurlock and Tanner will come out of the ball game for the Troy Christian Eagles. You got Hartman in there. You got Anderson. You got Brown, Dillahunt, and Wynn. Again, somebody's got to start finding some range here. Wynn started to shoot the three, no good. He decides to go right to the basket. He's going to go to the line shooting two. That foul is going to go against Plummer. It's his second foul, so it puts Seth Wynn at the line shooting two. First one's away. gets it to go. I'd like to thank a few more of our sponsors here that make it all happen on TCR Sports. Caliber Home Loans, Stanley Steamer, International College of Broadcasting, Heath Murray State Farm Insurance, Irwin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The next one is missed. It's a 28-39 lead by the
Taylor
Bulldogs.
with the rebound, and with 2 guards trying to take it away from him, that's not going to happen. There's an interception.
Got a steal by Spurlock. Spurlock pushing it up. Back to win, back to Spurlock. Gets absolutely misses a layup. Might have been tipped by Taylor. Taylor on the dribble. Gets it over to Butler. Butler to Perry. You got to come up. You got to play some defense with 2:34 left, trailing by 12. Gets it to Butler. Butler loses a handle, and there's going to be a foul. And that foul is going to go against Tanner Butler, and that's going to put Dillahunt at the line, shooting a 1 in bonus with 2:28 left to go here in the ball game, trailing by 12. These are even. They even have a chance to get back in this ball game with 2:28 to go. He's got to knock these down. First one is away. Got it. Stepped right up there and knocked that one down. 28-39. Yellow Springs have pretty much been from coast to coast on this one. Got the second one to go. Cut this lead to 10. 2:27 left. Full court press by Troy Christian. Kind of a zone press. We got a timeout, Yellow Springs. There's a timeout on the floor, and we're going to take one too with more live high school basketball action right after this message is here on TCR Sports.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bodey. If you're looking to experience quality service at a fair price, come see us at Bodey's Automotive. We're located right down the block from Walgreens at 407 Peters Avenue, or you can reach us at 937-703-1614, or like us on Facebook at Bodey's Automotive.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Troy Christian High School. Game in progress. Troy Bulldogs with the basketball, being pressured by Troy Christian. Troy Christian goes out of, looks like Perry tried to force it on the far side of the court, went out of bounds. It's going to be Troy Christian's basketball with 2:09 left to go, trailing by 10 points. Hayden with the basketball. Gets it over to Spurlock. Spurlock to win.
Coach was yelling, somebody get high.
Yeah, back to Hayden on the right wing.
And he loses the ball.
Hayden loses the basketball, stripped by DeWine. DeWine all the way up the corner to Plummer. Plummer now being guarded by, and they kick it inside, a give and go. That's just what happens. Perry on the weak side was able to find him on the right side to extend this lead to 12. 29-41 is the Bulldogs lead. Dillahunt going to the baseline, and looks like he dribbled out of bounds and turned the ball over to the Yellow Springs Bulldogs.
Perry is taking over now. He's got 8 points in this quarter.
Yeah.
2 threes and that nice layup.
Hayden going out. They're going to bring Kirkpatrick in. Taylor with the basketball. Big man on the dribble in the backcourt. Finds somebody. It's 2-on-1. DeWine going right to the basket. Misses a layup, but he gets his own rebound, and Spurlock gets called with a foul. And that's going to send probably Plummer, I think, was the shooter. So that's going to send Plummer to the line, shooting 2. Joe Plummer at the line, his first one here. Takes a few dribbles, releases it, rolls it around, gets it to go. Let's take a few more of our underwriters here on TCR Sports. Sound City Music, Excellence in Dentistry, Willoughby's Hollow, Bodey's Automotive, Union Savings Bank, and Hybrid Strength and Fitness. Joe Plummer gets them both to go.
That's going to make it really hard.
14-point lead with 1:17 to go. They have to start hoisting threes. Gets the ball into Spurlock. Spurlock for a 2-pointer. That cuts the lead to 12, 43-31. Taylor with the basketball gets it over to Perry. Perry gets it bounce pass to Butler. Butler to Plummer, up and in. That's how you beat the press. takes the lead back to 14 points with 53 seconds. Wynn with the basketball, loses the handle. He's going to get called with the foul. And that's going to be the 15th foul for the Eagles. Colt Tanner coming in for the Eagles, along with Ben Schnick.
Now you know why you have Andrew Clark out there, that little freshman.
Yes.
Stripped at ball in a hurry.
Yeah, Luke Dillahunt's going out. So you got Kirkpatrick, Schnick, Hartman, Tanner, and Spurlock. 42 seconds left. It's a 45-31 lead for the Bulldogs. This game has now just gotten completely out of reach for the Troy Christian Eagles, unfortunately. Now they're just passing the basketball around. Actually, Troy Christian somewhat playing a half-hearted man-to-man at this point. I think Coach put some of these younger players in, try to give them some varsity time. 18 seconds left here in the ball game. This is going to be a Yellow Springs Bulldog victory here. 12 seconds, 10. At this point, both clubs are just saying, we're going to run the clock out. 5, 4. That's going to be it, and that's the ball game. Troy Christian Eagles just didn't have enough tonight against these Yellow Springs Bulldogs. Lost tonight in a tough one here, 45-31. And we'll be back with the post-game report right after these messages here on TCR Sports.
Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy. 339-2687 or TroyFord.com. At Jim Taylor Troy Ford, you'll not only find low prices on great vehicles, but an award-winning service department as well. Jim Taylor's Troy Ford, 3230 South County Road, 25A, right here in Troy.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest here at Troy Christian High School, where the Troy Christian Eagles ran into a very good ball club here this evening with the Yellow Springs Bulldogs, and they lost tonight's ball game 45-31. And Doug, you know, Troy Christian really never got on track at all tonight. Not at all on any level of this ball game.
What can we say? Let's start with the Bulldogs. Devon Perry led all scorers with 15 points. He had a pair of threes and a nice little two-pointer in the fourth period, where the Bulldogs outscored the Eagles 16-7. If you look at the other side of the ledger, the top scorer was Seth Wynn with 9 points for the Eagles, and Luke Dillahunt with 7. 0 for 12 from long range for the Eagles. They just couldn't hit anything. And it didn't help that they did hit 8 of 17 from the free throw line, but that was too little too late. Other scores, Tanner Butler had 7 points, and Isaiah Taylor had 8 for both for the Bulldogs. Taylor was a force on the inside, blocked 4 shots. I lost count of rebounds. Mr. Anderson, your matrix, had 3 points. He had them all in the first quarter.
Right.
As far as the difference between the two young men, Taylor is a big young man. Anderson's a growing young man.
Right.
There's going to be, please don't walk in front of the camera. Yes, okay, there we go. We saved that. There's going to be a lot of coaching for the Eagles. There's going to have to be, and Coach Zawalski is a pretty dang good teacher.
Yes.
They moved the ball well. They just didn't shoot with a dart. I don't think they could spit in the bucket tonight from long range.
Right, they just
nothing even close.
They were. I mean, most of their shots were either off. Most of them were long and off the back of the rim. They just could not quite find that range.
Well, they were harassed out there.
That's true too.
Yellow Springs is a tough team. It's
right.
like having 5 Dillahunts out there.
Right.
Luke Dillahunt, bless his soul, he just is a ball hawk. He gets his shot down. He ended up with 7 points. He gets his shot down. He takes a few more. Hey, at least he can shoot free throws. He was 3 of 4.
Yes.
Gotta like that. You saw some good ball movement. You saw some cutters from the Eagles, and sometimes they were able to convert. But when you're facing a front line of 6'2", 6'3", and 6'4" in the middle, that can get real crowded.
Well, they just they didn't. We knew Coach knew that they were going to have to come out and play a ball game tonight, and they came out flat. They wasn't able to find their range. Problems from the free throw line, and and honestly, when you look at the way the ball game progressed, I mean, Yellow Springs really didn't come into their own until about halfway into the third quarter.
Well, they got outscored 12-10 in the third quarter.
Right.
But then came that that fourth quarter where not only did the Bulldogs run off 16 points, but the last 4 minutes, they just kept putting the ball in Taylor's hands out on a point, and there was no one that could take it away from him. He just put his hands up like this, and
right.
Yes. When you've got Seth Wynn, who's 5'10", Chase Hayden, who's 5'9", they're trying to get the ball away from a 6'4", wide body, who's got good footwork and great soft hands. It's not going to happen. I mean, Isaiah Taylor was bringing up the ball against the full court press, and they couldn't do anything against that.
Well,
tonight.
And when you start getting down double digits going into the early on in the fourth quarter, that is extremely hard to come back, because now even if you're shooting well, it's tough to come back. And when you're not shooting well, you have a tendency to start pressing more. The shots go up not as fluid as you would like them to. And that's just basically what happened tonight. And they ran into a very good Yellow Springs ball club. It came in here tonight and won this ball game 45-31. But, forget that. Troy Christian's got a lot of basketball to get ready for. And, again, this is all about getting themselves set for tournament time.
Yep.
And so, this next week after the Christmas break, they're going to come back and they're going to go up to Piqua to the tournament up there, and then start looking at getting past the new year, and then we will be covering this Troy Christian Ball Club on January 4th, coming to you live from Bethel High School. So it's again, a lot of basketball going on. Troy is idle until after the first of the year. At this point, let's get through the holiday season and then get into the meat and potatoes of the high school basketball season.
The season starts in January.
Pretty much. It pretty much does.
And we'll see how everybody shakes it out. What's Greenville going to do without Griozzi?
Right. That's huge in the G-Walk.
That is huge in the G-Walk. We saw a difference between a Troy team with one player gone. Somebody's going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. By the end of February, your tongue's hanging out.
Yes.
And you still have March and the champion and the tournament.
And, there's some other basketball going on around the area before we start wrapping things up here. Bethel was at home against Twin Valley South. Tip City was at Piqua, a G-Walk battle which will start to happen next year when Tip City comes in the G-Walk along with Stebbins. Bradford's at home against Tri-Valley. Miami East is at home against National Trail. Covington's took a trip all the way over to Tri-County North. And Newton is at home against Franklin Monroe. And I want to just say a few things about Franklin Monroe's folks over there. And they lost 2 young people to
Our hearts go out to them.
Hearts go out to them, especially around this Christmas holiday.
Any parent's worst nightmare.
And that's just an absolute shame. But hopefully, again, our hearts and prayers and everything goes out to the family that lost those 2 young kids. So, anyways, but other than that, Doug, Christmas time is upon us.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. And hopefully you've got your Christmas shopping done.
I haven't started.
You know, I started mine. I was out last night and I got completely aggravated, but I pushed through it, folks. I pushed through it. I did.
He cowboyed up.
I cowboyed up and manned through it last night. And again, you know, this is our last broadcast of 2015. We're going to be coming to you live from Bethel High School on the 4th of January from the Beehive. We're going to be covering this Troy Christian team. And, you know, Doug, I personally want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and prosperous and safe New Year.
Merry Christmas to Portland, Oregon, Mountain View, California, Gillette, Wyoming, and all the ships at sea.
And that will wrap it up for us here from the Eagles Nest here at Troy Christian High School, where the Troy Christian Eagles lost to the Yellow Springs Bulldogs 45-31. Merry Christmas, everybody, and good night.
Happy New Year.